According to all the Gospels, the most important role in the condemnation of Jesus Christ to death was played by the Jewish high priest Caiaphas. Josephus Flavius, in his Antiquities of the Jews, mentions him as Joseph, who was called Caiaphas. In fact, the name of this historical figure was pronounced as Yosef Bar-Kayafa. Here is what is written about him in the Gospel of John. And some of them went to the Pharisees and told them what things Jesus had done. Then the chief priests and Pharisees gathered a council and said, "What shall we do? This man does many signs. If we leave him alone like this, everyone will believe in him, and the Romans will come and take away both our place and our nation." One of them, a certain Caiaphas, being high priest that year, said to them, "You know nothing at all, nor consider that it is expedient for us that one man should die for the people, and not that the whole nation should perish." Now this he did not say on his own authority, but being high priest that year, he prophesied that Jesus would die for the nation, and not for the nation only, but also to gather together in one the children of God who were scattered abroad. From that day on, they plotted to kill him. Why did Caiaphas seek specifically the death, and not, for example, the expulsion of Jesus? There were two main reasons for this, an obvious and a hidden one. The obvious reason is mentioned in the quoted text. The high priest was afraid that Jesus would openly declare himself the Messiah, and therefore the true king of all the Jews, which would lead to a conflict with Herod and also the Roman administration of the province of Judea. As a result, much blood would be shed, and the people of Judea would be scattered across other countries and cease to exist as a single entity. Caiaphas's fears were well-founded, since this is exactly how events would unfold several decades later during the Jewish wars. Another reason was purely mercantile. Caiaphas was a protege of Annas, his father-in-law, a very influential and very rich politician. Through Caiaphas, Annas's family controlled the money flows that passed through the temple in Jerusalem. This temple was the main shrine of all Jews, and many pilgrims flocked to it, buying sacrificial animals, exchanging ordinary money for sacred money, that is, without the pagan symbols that were on Roman and other coins. All these transactions brought the temple enormous profits. In addition, Anna and Caiaphas got along well with the Romans. The prefect of Judea, Valerius Gratus, who took up this position in 15 AD, constantly changed the high priests of the temple at his will. The Romans did not want someone who would enjoy authority among the local population to entrench himself in this position. Moreover, in this case, the Roman administration fully observed the letter of the local Jewish law because the high priest was elected for a term of 1 year. Another thing is that usually the previous high priest was confirmed for the next term, but formally he could be changed every year, which the Romans took advantage of. But Annas, and after him Caiaphas, knew how to negotiate with the Romans. Annas remained the high priest for 8 years, although this was before Valerius Gratus, who replaced him, and Caiaphas, as many as 19 from 18 to 37 AD. After Pontius Pilate took Gratus's place, Caiaphas managed to establish friendly relations with him. It is unlikely that these relations were disinterested, but in any case, for almost 2 decades, Caiaphas successfully managed to maneuver between the Sadducees, that is, the Hellenized elite of Jewish society, the Pharisees, various extremist movements of Jewish fundamentalists, the court of King Herod and the Roman administration. After the condemnation of Jesus to death, Caiaphas remained the high priest until Pontius Pilate was removed from office by Lucius Vitellius, the Roman legate in Syria. Following his patron, Caiaphas also lost his position. However, it cannot be said that Caiaphas immediately lost all influence in Judea in general and Jerusalem in particular. Moreover, he most likely remained a member of the Sanhedrin, the supreme religious authority, until the end of his life. The fact is that Caiaphas represented the interests of Annas in it, and he retained his influence until his death, which occurred in 66 AD. If no reliable information about Caiaphas himself and the last years of his life has been preserved, then two ossuaries, that is, burial vessels, remained from his relatives. One of them was found in 1990 in a common grave. On it, the inscription was preserved: Yosef Bar-Kayafa, that is, Joseph, son of Caiaphas. It is assumed that the remains of Caiaphas' own son were kept in it. The second was found in 2011. In it rested Caiaphas' granddaughter. Judging by the fact that his descendants were buried according to all the rules, both Caiaphas himself and his entire family enjoyed respect and lived in prosperity and honor.